Good morning, everyone. I've been up cleaning for about an hour now. Um, but I was in live chat last night with my friend Bill, and there were things that were said that really got to me a little bit. Yes, got me thinking, but yet also on the same end of the, well, different end of the scale, upset me. Normally, I don't call people out, but I'm going to call a couple, three people out. Uh, we'll just say one begins with the J, one begins with an E, and one begins with an F. Well, anyway, we were talking about the dating scene in today's society, and I just want these TFLers to know that I'm trying really hard to understand where you're coming from because I have seen women of all ages, from 20 up to my age, treat men like total crap and expect them to still keep coming back around and get treated like more crap. And again, I'm going to say it again, it's wrong to treat people like that. I believe in the golden rule and step farther, treat others as you want to be treated and talk to others as you want to be talked to. Respect is earned, it's not given. Anyway, but the thing is this that upsets me is, and yet I can understand why they're so angry, but it's still not fair on anyone's part to generalize it and group every single woman of every single age, in my opinion, is how it is done. Tell me down in the comments below if I'm wrong, but it feels like they're taking every single woman in this world and putting them into one group of these pieces of shit. Well, not every woman is like that. There are some younger women out there that are decent women that want a loving, compassionate relationship that aren't going to treat you like crap. Yes, there are a lot of them out there that don't give a shit about anyone else's feelings but their own. I was raised in a very religious family, and I was told, you need to meet this rich religious person and get married and have babies and da da da. Well, I know I said in one of my other videos that just wasn't me. I was kind of the rebel of the family, and here I struggle week to week to pay bills. Yeah, I struggle to raise my children, but I raise them. My baby is, coming on 25, and the eldest is going to be 29. So I struggled through it. You know what? I'm proud of myself because I somehow made it work. Couldn't tell you. Now, when I look back, I just worked hard. But also in the same idea, I didn't treat men like crap. I put them on a pedestal, and maybe that was wrong of me. And they weren't the top 20% in looks wise and in money wise because, like I said, I was a rebel. So that also isn't fair to say that for every woman. Some women, yes. Some women, yes. It's all about looks. It's all about how much money they have. It's all about the cool car or truck that they drive. It's all about the job that they have, and their social status. And there are women that just aren't that way. And I just hope that these men will try their hardest, and women too, their hardest to see that that's not what life is about. That's not what a relationship is about. And it shouldn't be. It's about meeting someone and getting to know them over more than a week's time. I'm talking several months. Give it 6 months, a year even, to get to really know somebody. But then on the other side of, and I'm jumping around here because I'm still pretty upset from last night, but I've slept on it and calmed down. The other side, I got laughed at when I brought up the fact that I have a couple of really good friends that did what I did and put these men on a pedestal and treated them with dignity and respect and compassion and wanted to get to know them better, and got totally shit on. Totally. They didn't do a thing wrong. And again, I know I'm repeating myself. They put them on this pedestal. They weren't the best looking guy in the world. Who gives a crap? It's not about looks. I mean, to some extent, that's human nature, but it wasn't, the most well-built man in the community, however far out they looked. They thought they could get to know this guy and did their best to make things work, and these guys still went out and, cheated on him. One of them cheated on her every time she turned around. What did she do to deserve that? Nothing. She did nothing to deserve that. And I've seen in chat, it's, we can't, blah, 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 getting laid. Well, that's not what it's about either. I mean, it's time to grow up and see the real picture here. And anyway, so back to me saying last night about I've seen a few of my very dear friends, get basically beat now are TFLers as women. There are TFL women out there, and if you guys don't believe me, I don't care because I've seen it with my own two eyes. These women have dropped off out of the dating scene because there have been men. There are men that are just as pieces of crap when it comes to the dating scene and treating people the way they should when they don't, just like women do. It's 50-50, no matter what age. No matter what age. And you don't have to take my word for it, but I've seen it with my own two eyes from the ages of about 20 years old all the way up to my age, if not a little bit older. I've got one friend that all she does is use and abuse. Emotionally abuse. She doesn't put her hands on anybody, but she loves them and leaves them. That's not right. That's not right. You're 40-some years old. What are you thinking? And I've seen younger girls do it. But I've seen men do it too. So these three men in this TFL channel, I'm going to call you out by your first initial of your, we'll say name or first name on the show. You have to stop and realize that yes, you're younger than me and my friend Bill, but that still gives you no right to sit there and put all these women, no matter what age, into one group. That's not fair to women. And he even said it. He goes, okay, it was a gross analogy, but in my opinion, but I see what he's saying. These women treat men like crap, so the man wants to get back at the woman by pump and dump, and then the woman gets pissed off, so she wants to get back at him and do basically her own way of doing things. Okay, so 50-50, they're both screwing up. Both, the man and the woman. And you guys need to see that. It's not just the woman, it's you too. So, I'm just, I guess standing up for myself. I didn't say or do anything wrong in the chat last night. I did get so upset that I, muted the mic, took down my live full-blown face and just put my photo up because I just felt like I was getting shut down. They didn't want to listen to what I had to say, and that's okay. But because I stayed in the chat anyway, I stayed in the live feed, and listened even, and it was very interesting. I mean, I did see everyone's point of view. I just felt it was very unfair and rude to not even try to see my point of view when it comes to, yes, the men as well as the women. You men are adults. It's time to be and act and think like an adult and see that you're not perfect. There's no woman out there that's perfect, but you guys sure as heck aren't perfect by the things you say. By generalizing every single solitary woman into one group? No. One guy said something about being completely monogamous. Well, monogamy, in my opinion, right there, you're kind of contradicting yourself. Monogamy, you said, basically is you meet, get to know, fall in love, have babies with one guy or one lady, okay? And that's it for the rest of your life. Okay. Well, but yet you're out, obviously gone on a couple of dates and been dumped, 1 to 5 seconds, okay? And I'm really sorry to hear that. But are you so monogamous? So you can't sit there and play the monogamy game on me and then sit there and in turn yourself have gone on dates and unfortunately gotten dumped in 1 to 5 seconds, or rejected is the better word. I mean, you're not monogamous either. And then to get laughed at because I brought up a true situation that a couple of my gal friends went through. You know what? It's not funny. It's not funny when you guys go through it, so it's not funny when a woman goes through it. There are pieces of poop men out there, and there are pieces of poop women out there. And I don't sit here and put all the men on one big generalized platter that they're pieces of shit. And you can't do that to women. That's not fair. And then you're going to sit and wonder why, when and if someday a woman hears this, you're going to sit and wonder why, no wonder I'm not getting a date. You know, and I'm not trying to hope that for you, because I'm not hoping that for you. But anyway, I just wanted to, I guess, vent how I felt, how I still feel a little bit. I mean, very interesting on the dating scene last night. And yes, I am trying my very hardest every time that I listen in on the dating part of it to understand more and more what you guys are going through. But I also want you guys to understand what girls go through. Again, this is a 50-50 deal. It has to be, well, even in my opinion, 100-100 deal. The woman should give 100%. The man should give 100%. The man should give 100%. The woman should give 100%. That's my opinion. And after a month, 2 months, 2 weeks, whatever, if you really truly give it a try, and it's not going to work out, then so be it. That's just what, we'll just say, God intended. It wasn't meant to be. I guess I don't know how else nicely to put it. Not every woman is the right woman for you. Not every man is the right man for a woman. It's just not how it goes. And to say, I guess, the least on that, but it just still irritates me. I'm not going to let it irritate me to my core, because I'm stronger than that. But it does irritate me a little bit that, okay, we talk TFL, true TFL, but yet even through the anger, we're not willing to listen to another point of view. I can understand it to an extent. I can. And I feel really bad for all of you, but yet I wish you could, I really don't like to say it this way, but I'll say it as nice as I can. Stop being like, what is it, the ostrich that puts his head under the ground? You know, get your head out of your ass and start really trying to think of what maybe you did wrong. You know, I'm not perfect when I had relationships. I wasn't perfect either. I can admit that. You need to learn to admit your wrongdoings. Hold yourself accountable. These women aren't, it takes two to tango. It takes two to make or break a relationship. It takes two to make or break that relationship. Whether it's the start of it, the middle of it, or the end of it. It takes two. So let's try to remember that. It's not just the woman, busting a move and making it wrong. It's you too. It's the guy too. So, after this video, I'm going to, be cool and go about my day. And I hope that if especially these three, watch it, maybe they'll laugh at me, maybe they won't. But I can just feel good that I did my best to stand up for myself last night, even though I got laughed at, which is real mature. That being, of course, sarcastic. And tried to get, my thoughts and opinions in there, and we'll just see how it goes. And I'm still going to be in chat and once in a while on Live with Bill. And the only way I'll get kicked out of his channel is by Bill himself. And he will make that decision. I will still back these guys. But I'm still going to back the women too. The good women. I will agree with the men on legitimate situations where I'm going to agree with the guys because, like I've said 1,000 times, I'll say 1,000 times again, there are bad women out there. But remember, there are bad men too. You know, just because you're TFL, which is so sad, it's just my heart breaks for you. But just because you're TFL gives you no right to talk as disgustingly as I've heard in the channel, but yet on the other hand of that, the anger is there. And I was angry for a long time too. I was treated like crap, and I finally had to move on. Become even stronger within myself, and I'll never forget what these couple of men have done to me. I'll never forget it. And I've learned from it, but I have forgiven. And I think that's maybe the next step is to never forget. That's fine. I'm for that. Don't forget what they've done, but you need to start maybe learning to forgive a little bit. Because again, there are good women out there, and I hope every single solitary TFLer finds one. I really do. A really good woman that will treat you the way you deserve to be treated, and vice versa. Um, so I was mad a little bit last night. I woke up still not so much mad, just frustrated. And as you can see, I was up till 2 in the morning, so my eyes are a little puffy. But you can see it in a little bit better light. And I guess we'll just keep on talking truth on TFL. We'll keep on talking truth on my channel here. At least I'll post videos for now. I still haven't gotten the gall to go live yet. I'm not real comfortable with that yet. But maybe someday. Maybe not. That's my choice. That's my choosing. But I'm still for you guys. And I'll still back you when it's legit. And even at times, even if it's not totally legit, as long as I get the full story, I'll back you. So I'm just going to end with, on this one, just remember, it takes two to tango. It takes two to make or break a relationship. And we'll take it from there. Guess I'll see you on the flip side, okay? Everyone have a great day, and see ya.